as here. So if you want to check us out on YouTube and possibly chat with me while we're discussing upcoming events and Critical Mass 13 and how to get you guys signed up for Critical Mass 13, how to get on the Northwest Louisiana Art Directory if you're an artist. And this is artist of any type. This isn't just visual arts. This is performing artists and literary artists can be part of this exhibition. But even if you are not a performing visual or literary artist, you can also sign up for the director for many various different types of arts. And even if you can't be part of Critical Mass, it's worth being part of this art directory for Northwest Louisiana. It gets you connected to see all the other artists that are in our area and to also be active and do things with Shreveport Regional Arts Council, which they take over the entire region of Northwest Louisiana. So when they hold events, sometimes you can only participate in those events if you are part of the artist directory. So I'm going to show you guys how to sign up for that artist directory. And I'm going to show you guys talk to you guys about how to set up your stuff to be hangable for a gallery setting and to also see your stuff for preparing it for the show. Generally, now the show coming up is critically judged by national art critics. There's 3 categories. There's visual, performing, and literary. Now, literary and visual usually always happens. Performing only happens if enough people apply to do the performances. You'll still be able to perform, I believe, if they don't have enough people to apply for that, but you won't have a critic come in and there won't be a prize given for performing arts if there is not enough people to be part of the performing arts. So we're going to talk about that. But first, before we do that, I'm going to do what I usually do, which is go over some of the upcoming events that are happening in the arts in our area. So I'm going to bring you over for that first, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. So first, all right, guys. So the East Bank Mardi Gras Market will be happening on February 15th. So if you're interested in seeing some cool local vendors, get some local food from food truck and, hear some music and just have a nice day out with your family, this is a great event. It's usually held by the Beaux-Arts Council and the East Bank Plaza people. So this is a cool event to stop by and check out. Additionally, Sobo Art Cafe is having art competitions. They've done a artist call recently, but they're going to be having a public viewings of those art and select the winners of that competition. And that is at 5608 Highway 3 in Benton, Louisiana. And it's a little cafe that's starting to do art related events and showings. So that'll be a cool thing to do. It's going to be based on caffeinated canvas, and nature's palette is kind of the theme of this one. All right, guys. So enough of that. Let's talk about Critical Mass. 2025, this is Critical Mass 13. So this event, again, it happens every year. This one is specifically for Critical Mass 13 is what it's titled. There's been, 13 since. And what it is artists from all over the region gets to come. They can submit their work as long as you're not in school for art. You can't be in any art classes. You have to be just an emerging artist or just an artist that maybe self-taught and you're not taking coursework, but you're showing your work or you want to show your work, this is a great show to do it. Happens in Shreveport, Louisiana, at Art Space, which is a pretty cool gallery place in downtown Shreveport. You have to in those specific parishes to be able to participate in this event. But if you've never even shown your work before, this is a chance for you to show your work. And not only that, even if you're in school for it and you can't participate in the exhibition, the opening reception allows you to go and meet a lot of artists. Some are very nationally critiqued artists. Some are very well known. Some are emerging artists that may become very recognized in the future. Some have done murals and public work across Northwest Louisiana. And if you want to just go and meet these people and see the showcase the full scope of the art of our area, this would be the show to go do this. It's free to attend. It's kind of, the people have brought their kids there. There are bars, cash bars. If you're an artist that's participating, you get a free ticket for a free drink. So, there's benefits to it. And you get to hear these national critics come in from all over our nation, and they talk about the work in our area. And they give us, they choose one person out of all these 3 categories, and that person gets $5,000. It's well worth it. Not only do they get $5,000, half of that is pure award, and the other half is to help you produce a solo show at Art Space, and to help kick off your professional career. So it's worth checking out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over what you need to do to be part of this, and not only be part of this, but to also be active with Shreveport Regional Arts Council, and help become involved in the professional setting of art. So now, first thing is, the only way to submit to Critical Mass is you must be part of NWLA Culture Analysts Artist Directory. And this is the directory for all the artists, professional and emerging artists, to sign up for, to be recognized as part of the art community in their events that they hold here. And it's not only for you to have to sign up for something, but it is also, basically, it's giving them a way so critics can come and they can look at your art, or other artists can look at your art and see what you want. It's a portfolio for you to have for in Northwest Louisiana. So it's worth doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the website you need to go to is Culture Analyst. It's spelled right here, CulturAlyst. It's cultureanalyst.com. And the way you would sign up is you would come down. Let's see. You come down to the sign up. And when you do that, when you click on sign up, you would want to go to Northwest Louisiana when you need to choose your area. Now, if you happen to be from one of the other areas and you sign up and you want to just sign up, they do have other sections of Louisiana that's available to you. But to specifically be involved with SRAC's, Shreveport Regional Arts Council stuff, you would want to go to Northwest Louisiana. And when you do that, you would go ahead and sign up. There's 4 steps to signing up. You would, of course, want to submit your email, password, and everything. And from there, go through the steps. After you do that, you would want to go to your profile, edit your profile. you'll have a chance, like you click, once you're signed in and you confirmed your email and everything, there'll be a place where you can click on your little picture, and it lets you edit your profile, and you can add pictures and other things to that so that you can have samples, not only pictures, but they do video as well, literary submission, any kind of work that you've done. I know that I personally have a few videos connected for my ArkLaTex Artistry stuff on my profile. You can find my profile if you look up SYSICA. Sizica is my artist name. Or Brittney Hazelton. You can find me there as well. So once you're signed up, make sure that you make your own profile on it, because it gives you the option to externally link Instagram or something. Now, you can add those to the profile, but you want to make your own portfolio within Culture Analyst, because that's what you need to have things shown so that people can actually go to your profile. And you can still add the links to your Instagram, Facebook, or whatever else on there from there. Okay, so additionally, let's see, after you have all of that, then once you have a link to your profile, which you get by viewing your profile, it'll be at the top of the browser. It'll be up here once you're viewing your profiles. So for example, let's say I'm going to search for, let's see if I can find this. Let me get out of the registering page. I'm just going to explore, go here. This is also good if you just want to find people's profiles. There we go. Should help me find mine. There we go. Here's my profile right here. So we can see what they look like. They're pretty much large profile. You get a big picture profile here, and then you can also see that you get, your profile picture there, and you get your bio and all the types of arts that you do can be shown right here. You can also get your contacts information, and you scroll down, you can see some of the work that I've put on here, and some of the videos from ArkLaTex Artistry that I have linked here, and some of my literary PDFs. So once you have that, your profile, you can go to the top, and right up here, you can see the link to your profile. You'll need that, so copy that, put it on a notepad somewhere onto the side, and then you can bring it over to your application. Then you can bring it over to your application for critical mass, which you will need to put the link in on the application. It will have a spot for it. So now, this is where you would go to, basically, you can see they have applications. This is for visual arts, performing arts, and literary application right here. So if you want to do a visual arts submission, you'd go to click here. Here we go. And now it gives you all what you need to be eligible. It explains some of the things I've already explained, what parishes you have to be from, that you cannot be attending school, and how to, where to apply on the directory, and everything else you need to know. Another important thing to note is that you have to be able to have, if you're visual arts and you have a canvas or you have a framed thing, it has to be wired to hang in a gallery. Now, the way you would do this is, what I usually do is I have some very small screws. I screw them into the wood, maybe 2 inches down on each side. And then I get like electric fence wire or some kind of wire, and I wrap the wire around the screws, and then basically have it to where it can hang like a canvas would normally. You also have to consider if you have a frame. They have kits you can get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and it basically they're just little tool set that you can put to hang up your frame to wire. Just make sure that you have a thick enough frame that the screw going in won't hurt it, and that it's capable of holding itself, being held by a wire. So you need to consider that. If you have a sculpture and you need a pedestal, they may ask you to provide your own pedestal because they may not have the right stuff on hand. So any kind of sculpture work, you have to provide the way to show it. So make sure that you do that if you're doing sculpture work. As for literary, make sure you go through your literary submission. I think you only have 10 pages that you can submit all together, so it might be like the beginning of a chapter of a book or a poem. It could be as short as just a poem, or maybe a set of poems that are related, maybe part of a book series. And make sure that you go through and grammatically correct it, because the critics will look at that. They will take the time, and they are literary professionals, so they will be able to tell if you didn't put in the work to prepare it for this show. You have the option to read your literary submission during the show that comes. It's part of the schedules. I will be publishing a schedule of events that are happening for Critical Mass, which includes performing and literary reads if you want to read your work. You don't have to. That is just optional. All right. So, yeah. Additionally, photography is also accepted in visual. So if you're a photographer and you just have a good framed photograph, make sure the work is yours. Make sure you've created it. And that, it's original. And they want it to be within the last, I think, 24 months or so. So last 2 years or so, they want that work to be relatively new, not something very old. So a lot of artists I know right now are currently creating their pieces as we speak, or writing what they want to write as we speak. And again, if you're a performing artist, make sure your performance is fresh. It's a fresh performance. Something that, you want to show on stage and sing, or if you want to sing, comedy, music, anything like that is performance based is accepted in the performing arts. And we do need more performing artists, guys. This year, we have some great, we had really great violinists and other things in the past. We've had some opera singers. We've had a lot of interesting things. So definitely, if you're a performing artist, definitely consider submitting to Critical Mass this year. It's worth it. You get a national critic come in and talk about your work, and they're used to seeing performances on a national stage, and it's worth getting that professional level upgrade. Is really what that is. And you never know, you might get $5,000 and get to perform your show on your own select show in 2026. So it's worth checking out, and it's worth doing no matter what category you're submitting. And you can submit to more than one category, so keep that in mind. All right, guys. So make sure when you go on here, the deadline to submit is March 18th and no later than 4 p.m. They also read the full artist call because they do have a deadline to drop off your work if you're submitting visual work as well. So you want to be able to get everything in time, because they do not accept the work after the deadline is passed. All right, guys. I believe that's all for now. Make sure that you follow me if you can on Facebook. You can find me under Brittney Hazelton or Sizica, and that's my profile picture, and this is my profile. You can follow me on here or add me as a friend. And I'm always posting my artistry stuff. I post my own personal art, and I talk about things that are coming up. Like, for example, the nominations for 40 Under 40 is happening right now. So if you can think of anybody that does things great in the community or works hard and does stuff for the community, you can nominate them there. And I also, again, I share some artists' art that is local to the area and things of that nature. And here we go. Some of the artists you can find on my friends list are local artists that I've talked to on ArkLaTex Artistry. You can also find more of my stuff under the community tab here under ArkLaTex Artistry, and then if you go under ArkLaTex Artistry, there's all my not just mine, most of them are, but my articles about art. So anything art related will be here. This also includes my full interviews I have with local artists. You can catch more of my stuff also on the stream, on the stream channel, like live streams every Saturday at 12, like today, and recaps on Wednesday at 11. You can also see more of my stuff under the podcast section or on YouTube if you look for ArkLaTex Artistry. We also have Roku, Apple, and Android TV apps for KSLA overall, which you can also find my stuff there. So thank you guys for stopping in and visiting with me about how to submit to Critical Mass 13 and, all the guidelines to it and how to prepare your work. Make sure to read everything that on the guidelines if you're considering registering. And I hope to see you during that night for Critical Mass, the opening, and to see just all the amazing work every year. I always have an amazing time, and I always get mind blown at the amazing artists that we have. So thank you again, guys, for stopping in. You take care, and remember, support your local artists, whether it's sharing, liking, even commenting, or buying if you can afford to buy their work. And even if you can't buy their original, it's always nice to have cool prints if you really love it. All right.